often takes up to 5 years for a patient on their journey to be diagnosed with PNH. It's amazing when you treat them with a C5 inhibitor, how quickly they start to feel better.
I started treatment really quickly. It started helping with the fatigue, exhaustion relatively quickly. So for the next year, I would say that things were the most consistent. Maybe I was having some fluctuations in how I felt, but my blood work and the overall, there just wasn't any big changes.
And most people, we monitor them over the first 3 months looking for a good response. The intravascular hemolysis is managed very nicely by our standard of care complement inhibition. But one of the sidelines of that treatment is that it allows something called complement 3 to sit on the red blood cells. And as you get a good treatment with the control of that intravascular hemolysis, it opens the door for what we call extravascular hemolysis. And this is when the red cells are covered by the complement and the housekeeping cells, macrophages, typically in the spleen. They see those and they say, those are funny looking red blood cells, I don't like them. And my job is to clean up the blood. So they gobble them up and you become anemic again. And so your hemoglobin drops, and it may drop low enough that you might need transfusions again.
It wasn't an extreme drop, but it was noticeable. All symptoms were coming back.
In my one patient, Paul, eventually he was diagnosed with having PNH, and he was started on first-line therapy. Things seemed to stabilize, but things weren't perfect. His hemoglobin was still on the low side. As I said, he was still needing the occasional transfusion. He would know this because sometimes he would have to travel and said, I need a top up before I go because my energy is not perfect. So he had symptoms from this.
And we know it's not intravascular hemolysis because your LDH is normal or just slightly above normal. So you've got to look for other things. At the top of the list would be extravascular hemolysis. That would be our next step, is to consider a second-line treatment to inhibit the complement that attacks both the intravascular hemolysis and the extravascular.